We usually picture power as force, domination, a pit from which the strong rule. Governments, corporations, armies, those who control communication and the narrative, and decide what we see and what we think. A loud alpha male power that flexes its chest, shows off its muscles, yet hides its own fragility. But is that all power is? Something to seize or to suffer? Because if it's that, what of the rest of us who command no armies, who control no algorithms and own no financial empires? Are we powerless? No. No, if we decide to belong to the army of what photographer Misal Harriman calls the army of moral warriors. Moral warriors have another power, not power over, like a noun to conquest, but power to, a verb of possibility. This is a kind of power that is generated, not possessed. It's shared, not hoarded. It is intimate, even maternal. An energy that creates, that welcomes, that transforms, that binds us. This generative power hurts to bring forth the new, but that is exactly what we need right now. The power to see, the power to act, and the power to change. And we start all this in Palestine. Today, Palestine is a test for humanity, not only because as human beings the other is us, but because Palestine reveals far too much of what is broken in our own systems, in our own homes, in our own hearts. Power is a thermometer. Palestine is a thermometer of returning ghosts and of repression already underway. And we see it clearly, because the repression is not just in Palestine. When truth becomes frightening and those who speak it are silenced, when a journalist is fired for daring to report, when a professor is suspended for daring to explain, when a host is denounced for daring to show, when those who protest, students or priests or Holocaust survivors, are beaten with batons, when those who demand freedom from genocide, forever occupation and apartheid are called terrorists, when the very people asking for the enforcement of the laws we wrote 8 years ago so that fascism will never return and genocide never happen again are met with contempt, then yes, a reckoning is needed, a firm, collective awakening. We must choose actively to defend today what is right, beginning with our fundamental rights, those who claim for ourselves and for others. The power to think, the power to speak, the power to dissent, the power not to stay silent is to be used first and foremost for our rights. The power to ignite the light within us, the power to activate the very power that lives in us. Because we are power. We have power in motion, seeking, reaching, joining, uniting. Alone we may falter, but together we can illuminate, to see one another, and together to bring about the change that is now urgent. A single candle might flicker out with a child's breath, but 1,000 candles can set the world ablaze. What we need now is precisely that symbolic fire, the fire of reason, of restored conscience, of logos, not to destroy, but to light the way. Let it be a sacred fire, moral warriors, and from its flames may we be reborn, clearer, freer, and more human. Thank you.